Oggy, Flat Earth British, Martin, Litka, speaking flat thumbs, side on. Okay, flat thumbs is still a thing. Good to see you guys for what is a belated Flatterday show, okay, where I missed Flatterday. Do apologise, but it's beyond my technical abilities on top of this hill, okay. But I'm here now. I'm going to give you a rundown on what to expect this week on Flat Earth British. Some exciting things that have happened on Flat Earth British. If you look at my community page on my Facebook, I guess you've heard by now. So we'll talk a little bit about good news on Flat Earth British. And a presentation. We're going to be talking or thinking about the navel of the Earth and the omphalos. This is an incredible thing that has come across my path that I've not seen before until this week. But understanding or overstanding this subject like we do, then this is going to be a penny dropper. So what do they mean by the navel of the Earth? And what a curious term concerning the watery wickedness of the Phoenicians. And they have a place on the maps called Navel of the Earth. But there are two suggested locations which are also very, very interesting. So we're going to look into that. And have a think about that on old maps as well. If there's clues to lands, portals, or something else completely different going on in this really weird altered simulation. Okay, I'm sure you noticed about time, haven't you? Yeah, we can't miss that one, can we? It's accelerating. I know. So yeah, people have gone a little bit more nuts as this goes on. If this will drag on now, guys, they'll be in like tier 43 in 2023. And people are just like coming undone. They're losing their shit. Where I am now is very, very Muscovite. Okay, it's very Abebo. But they, you know, I just carry on as normal with my life, and all seems to, you know. I have a bit of stick, but, you know, I just let them sulk and stamp their foot because they can't, you know, basically be Gestapo for Boris Johnson, who's a complete madman. They're all complete madmen, you know. Cancel Christmas. Yeah, right. If you'd have told somebody that a year ago, guess what? There's going to be a pandemic and they're going to cancel Christmas. They think you were on drugs or something. Yeah, this is just nuts stuff, guys. Yeah, and I'm sure you all could see the way all of this is going. And we all know by now what needs to happen. We just needs a bit of bravery, don't we? Okay, all of us, together, because you know, a lot of people in my comments, you know, they're waiting on on salvation. Okay, well, good luck with that. Good luck with that in this simulation. In my mind, okay. We save us. It's down to us. Okay, this test of how fucking stupid and gullible the people are. Let's just deny our immune systems. Let's just deny there's anything existing called the propaganda ministries. Why do they ignore that? Why do they ignore that and cover them when they're as crooked and corrupt and as rotten to the core as can be? Bugs me ceaselessly. Presentation time. Right, we're going to do a presentation. We're going to think about bookage. Okay, Flat Earth British Book 2, which is of this year, coming, 2021, early. We'll be taking some pre-orders for that, and that is going to be very resetty indeed. It's going to be epic. Okay, and we're going to present in this post. We're going to look at a thing that's come across my path. I haven't seen it before until this week. But on closer scrutiny, this object, the Omphalus of Delphi, has big clues. Okay, so we're going to think about the navel of the Earth. Curious term, isn't it? Especially with Phoenicians and watery wickedness. The navel of the Earth. I'm going to think about what that means. Okay, and is there any clues to other lands? Possible portals or ways in for the Phoenicians to this realm if they came in a physical form, or analogous for water or another way in. Okay, we're going to have to think about all of that. There's going to be a lot in this post, guys. So, happy belated Flatterday. Okay, thanks for everything this week. It has been a struggle with the uploads, everything here, but I'm in a sort of valley where I guess they don't have Wi-Fi. Even in the town itself, it is, it's pitifully slow. So we just have to be patient till I sort something out. Okay, I'm seeking remedies as always. Okay, but got cunning plans. It'll all work out. Barbaria is getting very, very busy. Certainly, everyone's looking to bug the fuck out of this insanity because it is far too insane for us to be dealing with. So the best thing to do is not take food from your enemy. Get your own growing. Step back, and out of war, know thine enemy, because we haven't got a clue what's going on or what we're up against. Okay, except for the endless stage set. Wow, it's mad hail outside. Stage set of Theatre Earth, which is piss boring. This pandemic is crap. Really boring. So anyway, we're going to present, okay guys, so flat thumbs to all, much love, up the vibration, we're going to have some fun, and we're going to have some thinkings. Martin's going to Brian spew, okay, 1,000 thoughts that I've been saving up. Oh. And we're going to have a Christmas special, which I have loads of juicy bits collected up for, okay, I'll get that done in time for Christmas as well, which is apparently, I don't know, soon, we're on a date, 20, 5 days, 5, okay. Don't ask me about any conjunctions or any planetary stuff. My son's seen a shooting star last night, however. I never. Because I couldn't care. Fuck. To be blunt. Anyway, let's share some stuff and have a think about Omphalus and clues to the navel of the earth and whatever do they mean by this meaning. Let's have a look, guys, and have a think about things. So, I'm going to present and we're going to have a think about things. So here it is. If you don't know about it, so many clues with this object. I was just blown away by it. It's obviously in the title as well, Omphalus. I thought, oh, and phallus. Well, yeah, it looks a bit like a phallus, I guess, but more like a bell end. More like a bell end, isn't it? It's more like a bell. This one, for sure. Yeah, this one here. So yeah, this one here is the sacred navel of Earth at Delphi. Now, I was thinking about sibyllines and prophecies and oracles as well today. Thinking about in the film The Matrix, even though Neo's in simulation, he still has to go to an oracle to tell him whether he's the one or what, you know? So Alexander the Great did the same thing with the oracle at Delphi. Or the Sibylline prophecy, and she said, I think you're just going to do fantastic, take over the world, bollocks, bollocks, bollocks. But fact still remains that, there's all magic going on and prophecies and these Sibyllines in this era. But what is fascinating about this object, the Omphalus, is, can you see this flower over the top? Well, what we're actually looking at, guys, is the flower of life that's being folded over into this object, which makes it infinitely more fascinating. Now, also what you get with the Omphalus, the bell-looking Omphalus, is a serpent wrapped around it, which we interpret on Flat Earth British as being some sort of electrical charge. But if you look into the antiquity, there's definitely clues that is some sort of electromagnetic device, maybe something to help with, I was thinking something to do with birth, health, but the flower of life folded over it shows, sacred geometry and complete understanding of this stuff with this ancient time. So it's a fascinating object. As you can see here, it's a mind blast that they would fold a flower of life over the top of an Omphalus. So, does it give us any clues? Well, possibly. I think yes. So, its meaning, Omphalus, is center or hub of something. Well, I guess it looks like a hub or a center of something. But what? Well, in ancient Greece, the conical stone, especially that of Delphi, that one we were just looking at with less feature, represented the navel of the earth. So do they mean that in sailors, the navy, the Phoenicians. So they've got a few different destinations for the, I found this fascinating, for the navel of the world. So got to thinking about, you know, what we see on ancient maps. Like I was thinking about the Cosmographia, showing these crazy geometric portals over, you know, at least one of these destinations. So they think it's in Greece. Greece is the center. Do they mean meridian line? Do they mean center of the world? Do they mean that there's a head to this, like a human body, that there's a navel and the navel is halfway down? Where's the head? In the North Pole? Where's the bummerhole? Is that the Antarctica? I don't know. Anyway, just food for thought. So where is the navel of the world? Well, I found this amazingly fascinating when I read it. I thought, oh, the Gulf of Guinea, French Guiana, I mean, Guinea. So listen, right, guys. Now, the Golden X, all right, as sailors call it, is located in the middle of the Gulf of Guinea in the South Atlantic. The nearest land, the Ghanan coast, 350 miles to the west. So try and find it on a map. We'll have a look now in a minute. And also other destinations are Arizona, funnily enough. So is Greece, the ancient Greece considered the centre of the world to be Delphi, marked with a stone monument of the Omphalos, the navel. So what is the belly button of the world? Okay, thought this was fascinating. Points towards Axis Mundi. The navel of the world is a concept of Axis Mundi, a mythological centre of the world or universe. Navel of the world may also refer to the number of real world locations. Bodquavira Peak, a wilderness in Arizona, USA, according to Odham Nation. Okay, so that's 3 locations: Greece and Arizona. I found fascinating as a location for the navel of the world, considering some of the things we've been discovering concerning old world America. So let's have a look at some maps. Let's have a think about the Omphalos. So here's some depictions of the Omphalos through antiquity. You get them on old coins. As you can see, it's clearly the Phoenicians, but they get this serpent wrapped around this studded omphalos. Also with what looks like Alexandra, studded, or a serpent around an omphalos. And this, Hindu mythology, the universe was created from a lotus flower from the navel of Vishnu. In this picture we see Brahma sitting on a lotus flower, which represents the cherubim from the Bible, Cherubinuskis, guys, you know them evil ones. And the omphalos literally means navel in Greek mythology. Zeus sent 2 eagles to the navel, the centre of the world. Eagles, I wonder if their wings were open. Representing creation and probably the way that atoms align themselves, creating all geometric patterns in nature. Well, they would say that because they don't really go with torus fields. The Aurus torus fields, electromagnetic vibration, resonance, and bursting forth out of the ether, geometry, which just proves this place is fractal by nature, aka very possibly a simulation. But isn't that fascinating tech? So I think it's a vibrational object, but you know, it's open to interpretation. And this one's quite an interesting clue. Hellenistic religion symbol of power and world centrality. And symbol references includes the uterus, the phallus, and the cup of red wine representing royal blood lines. Interesting. And there's its location, Delphi, in Greece, and in Chinese also, or whatever this is. I think that might be the Greeks, but you get Hermes in everybody, and there's a big reference to this egg-shaped or bell-end-shaped object, which is an omphalos. Also, in you're going to see it all the time now, like I guess you've been seeing a lot of bells since we've been talking about them, but in this ancient bas relief, Okay, you've got a winged angel, wings open, tipping out a jug of water, doing a deal with a book, and down below them, covered with something, is an omphalos again, and they're standing aside it, like it's really, really important. So going on this picture alone, I don't think we should be ignoring the omphalos. I think it's a definite part of this story. And look at this one of Thebes in Egypt, right? The cone-shaped dwelling of the sun god. This thing looks very much like a Vamana or the Nazi Glocken, the bell, the time machine. And look at it upside down as well. So I don't think phallus is a good name for it, but I can see what they're saying. But the vibration of vibrations with the flower of life on it. You were meditating over this thing. This thing was so much more. Also, winged deities kneeling beside a sacred tree. This one guy here is Inky, and the other guy is Omphalos, which is a character, and I guess in Mesopotamia. And bas-reliefs, but what they're looking at is a flower of life over what looks like an electrical device. To me, it looks like sparks. It looks to me like they're getting some sort of energy, revitalizing, keeping them alive, whatever. It could be their version of dialysis or something, but you can check the wristwatches, and again, wings open like angels. Do they fly around with these wings, or is it an analogy? Because you see so much of them, just like the Christian angels. And there, serpent wrapped all the way around the omphalos. What do we think? What do we think? Well, we know the snake wrapped around a staff or anything is a representative of creating a charge, like a Fash's charge. So in my mind, this is what this means as well. This thing, you know, must have been charged. There are clues of what some things it could do, but I definitely think it resonated and vibrated. And to do these deals, then if it is that big, then them two people in a bas-reliefs were giants. So there's the one at Delphi, very nondescript, don't look like it's, you know, that important, but that's supposed to be the navel of the world according to Greek mythology. And there's another Omphalus stone which is showing the navel. So yeah, they're a curious thing, aren't they? Belly buttons, guys. You know, they get fluff in them all the time. And but I was actually in school once with a kid, right, who never had a belly button. It was really spooky. Yeah, he basically had an operation or something, appendix, and they just smoothed it over with stitches and never had a belly button. It was really quite frightening. But aren't they weird? So what would they mean by belly button in the world of the world and navel? Cluage? Let me know in comments what you think. Also, your Greek mythology, in a sort of little temple thing, they got an omphalos, so these are massively significant. Serpent again. This looks Mesopotamian maybe, or Greek. Again, wrapped around an omphalos. Again, serpent, ancient coin, wrapped around a studded omphalos. And I think this is what looks like an alien grey wing being, but again, next to an omphalos. So I was thinking, is there a connection between these and then, you know, what I call bollards for electrical transference in streets, like hydrants, things like that, because they're very, very much like omphalos. So here's an old Greek coin, and you see the woman sitting on top of the omphalos. So I was thinking, oh, right, well, all right, it's a big penis, I get in it. It might be an analogy. Is it actually vibrating? You know, does this help with ovulation or birth, something to do with birth? I was starting to think, but I would. But it is interesting. It is interesting that that woman is sat astride an omphalos. Okay. So I think they do more, guys. Anyway, you see this Greek one here now in some sort of housing. This guy's got no head. So I don't know, you know, can't say exactly what it is, but it seems amazingly significant. It seems it has something to do with electrical charge, vibration, and also geographical centre of the Earth for some reason. So I think it's a definite clue. Now, let's have a look at some old map pages and see what they see, what we can see about. 350 miles from the coast of Guyana is this. Possibly that. Island of Mathio or Nobo. I was actually thinking initially it was French Guyana or French Guinea over here, because they also about 350 miles out of Sao Paulo on this map. And also the French have a, believe it or not, a space program going from French Guiana. And they say that, you know, they've blocked off all of this region the same way that NASA do from Cape Canaveral. And then they call it like the Bermuda Triangle. So let's check out America, undefined, mostly underwater. Great Lakes haven't formed. Where's the rest of the River St. Lawrence? Who even knows? And as we've seen many times, unconnected. And in California, Ipan. It's like Japan. And then it comes up here, you've got Nevada, Sierra Nevada. Well, that's not where Nevada is. And then this massive landmass. Okay. Very anomalous. Let's have a look at Canada. Up to Arcadia. You get some right Phoenician nameage going on, but they have changed a bit in this one. Virginia, Florida, Caribbean. Okay, let's get down to the south. Amazon. And I'm not showing absolutely anything for the south on this projection. From Anno I with a big round thing on top, 6 to 8, so possibly 628 of the old world. If I was to hazard a guess and chuck a chronology out there, the events of 500 years ago, what they call Noah's floods, more than one, were totally apocalyptic and took generations, and they never had time to even have a calendar or time where they were recovering, because the whole world was Max world, excuse me. So their clues that they can do such a thing are in the book 1984. Okay, with control they can introduce a calendar. The book starts 1984, the clock struck 13, so they've even got 30 nowadays. They can do the same with calendars. They switch it back on, add a few months like August and July, do something crazy impromptu calendar changes along the way, introduce timetables later on for railways, common era changes, and they can cover it. I think they can cover it. I think they could cover turning off the clock. I mean, here's an older map which will show you an inhabited Antarctica full of beautiful trees. Now, somebody sent me, I posted on Instagram, although some people were saying, oh, holy fuck, Matt, what are you posting that for? It was off TikTok, which is, I guess, a joke thing. But the point was, what I was trying to get at, is a guy mags in on a bit of Antarctica with his Google Earth, and then he suddenly sees a seaside resort. So it's a glitch, or it's a joke. Look for yourself. Just glitch and, you know, just go in there and touch it on Antarctica, and a seaside resort comes up. So I thought it was interesting that anyone was actually thinking about that. You see, guys, that, you know, land's warm, which we have seen, because on one of these Admiral Byrd movies, Operation High Jump or Fishbowl or one of the others, you will see him flying over warm, arid areas, which look like they could be, you know, somewhere in Europe, beautiful. And they blame like volcanicity, or these warm eras are because of volcanoes, and it's warmed all these lakes. So they are on YouTube. You can see these warm areas in so-called Antarctica, but I think they're like, you know, proper like Pacific nice resorts is what I think. No, I really do. The elite's got it covered. Everyone's just fast fucking asleep, believing pantomime. Behind you, hold your breath, don't touch your face. The fear on their faces, though, the people, it just drives me nuts. I can't even believe. And why? Because of the fucking television. Because of the television. Propaganda working on them. Brainwashing them. Oh, but you're not even allowed to say that anymore, are you? This threatening, saying anybody saying anything outside of the official government narrative is not good. You gotta believe it. So, and the navel of the world, also the belly button of the world, is in Arizona, and I picked up these really old photographs, late 1800s, of geological exploration of the 40th parallel out towards Arizona, Colorado, and this is Wyoming Territory, Green River. But this guy, he really knows how to photograph, and these are early as well. This photographer was dead, well, 1840 to 1882, all of them really early, very cool. But he shows really crazy, excuse me, Stone Age. Okay, let's get this magged up. Wherever my magger upper is. Just refresh that a minute. Excuse me, yeah, welcome back to Flat Earth British. Please feel free to like the video and share. Right. Excuse me. Fuck me. No, where's my my zoomy uppy thing? It's not there, is it? Not at all. So I guess I won't be sharing them then, because they're not really blowing up, and I haven't really downloaded them. It's really strange. There's no magnifier. Anyway, they show like what look like tree stumps, and absolutely crazy. There's 3 books of them here actually, guys, and they show you things like what North American Indians look like as well in Arizona in the 1880s, and they're not what you think at all. So take a look for them for yourself. It's geological things. I can't really share them. It's not showing me. That one was freaky. It looked like a column. Oh, that's a shame it won't let you share them. Anyway, we're moving on. This is curious. I've been thinking about balloons and Phoenicians. I was thinking about the Wizard of Oz. Because the Wizard of Oz, he arrives in Kansas, out of Kansas into Oz in a balloon. And what you find with the Phoenicians, so we get zoom here, is in a lot of their depictions, you find them bringing in a balloon. Okay, in this case, the Phoenician, who is wings open, holding a active fasces, is showing 2 balloons, and there's dog heads or animals bringing in this balloon, and they basically wheel it with a couple of donkeys to the top of this hill here, I guess, in where there's windmills. Okay, you'll see this again on other depictions. Okay, so I'm really curious as what I'm suggesting is, did some of the Phoenicians, I guess what I'm suggesting is, did some of the Phoenicians arrive in balloons? Because some of the depictions are actually showing this is the case. Now, you know they arrive in crazy carts. This one's being pushed up that hill. Where are they trying to get to? And why are these dog heads advanced in the ways of science? Academic dog heads, guys. Or deer head in that case. And an entourage of geese, okay, either side, and animals up here as well doing a crazy dance. So Phoenicians and balloon designs really early on really seems to be a big thing. Montmirail then, and that's 1783. So what are they doing with that cart? I do not know, but it's definitely got a balloon picture. I'm guessing they're going to try and jump maybe off that hill. So you get some crazy balloon depictions for this era. golden era of Tataria. Right, let's have a look at this one. So he's riding a giant cat, as you do. No, is it a cat? It's got bells on it. And it's also got bellows. And he's sticking the bellows up a frog's ass so it explodes flame. Well, that's a bit cruel, isn't it? Well, each their own. What's this? Looks like charlatans, aerostatics. So people who are not wise in the ways of aerodynamic sciences. So we got rats, monkeys riding cats, cats torturing frogs with bellows because they're clever. We got a lion or whatever, hyena playing a trumpet. Don't know what's on that flag. And ooh, the jester. So I don't see any aerostats going on, but a lot of animal weirdness, no doubt about it. Look here. Oh, look at the peacock. Ah, there's the balloon. Bureau of Distribution. With an owl. Cluage. So yeah. Phoenicians, balloons, and the transport of Tataria far more than were initially thought, as we have proposed on Flat Earth British and associated channels. So, don't know why they're like, this is air, but they got the balloon again, and like a balloon on a, well, I guess a pub. And again, we got the devil, a cat. An intellectual cat. This is like a common cat. It's like, wow. Did you have a magic spell? Look at this. Baby walker and a kid with a balloon. Back in the day. Who knew? So yeah, balloons were where it's at in the golden age of Tataria. So I have loads more depictions to show you. Don't worry, I will link up them Arizona ones, but they were just showing crazy geological formations. And I thought it was curious concerning, they said it was the belly button of the world. Is there a clue? So yeah, these are the Phoenicians. These are what I guess they're symbols from 15 or I-574, so really early, but they will show you emblematas. What we call emblematas, or they call emblematas, of the crazy ass Phoenicians, and they are clues galore. So we'll go through a few, okay? In fact, try and because they're symbols, okay? They have meanings, double meanings, and we're going to try and work out what's going on with these swines. So we think of the Phoenicians as a parasitical mindset, or a parasite that worms into the minds of humans. It seems to be locked in here with us, and the weak and susceptible it will spot, and it will chew away at them, kill them if it can, and ruin everything. It's like poo in your dinner. You know, they're just like an inky black spot. Just wipe it off. Don't worry about them. So anyway, let's get on with the emblematas. Moving on a bit. So Flat Earth British, back with a latter day show. So let's have a look at these close up. So always starts off with a Jesuit dude. So yeah, all of this, every single thing we're looking at, even this spooky Phoenician thing that turns up late in my life, had seen it in the past, had been quite haunting to me. I mean, this thing here, guys. Okay, you know, these strange bearded men with double breasts, you know, on side of this strange, I guess, mirror. So yeah, mirrors. Be thinking quite a bit about mirrors. I'm going to present something about mirrors closer to Christmas, I think, guys, but I have got something. So the outside world that we perceive, our reality, is just a reflection of us, like a mirror reflection of us. How we are, how we interact. The reality responds in kind. It's a really amazing, beautiful thing. So yeah, this looks a bit Greek going on, and he's doing some art. Something going on with the sky. It's got an angel hanging on his shoulder. Nothing strange about that. Anyway, that was all the time. So let's have a look at these. So we got an antiquitent, a dude hanging out in it, Cherubanuskis. Let's move on. Keep an eye out for mirrors. So he's handing him a shield with 3 stars. And he's on his knees sucking up because apparently they demand it or something. Like the Pope and I kiss my ring. Oh yeah, right. Look at this. Zzz. I'll shoot that poison arrow through my heart. Possibly. Juggages of water hidden in the clouds and the Phoenicians, which could, sort of suggests that the Phoenicians are in the water, hiding in the clouds, as is the information, albeit tainted. And the same with the language, the dissolution or the destruction of language. I can imagine, loose chronology. So after the floods of what they call Middle Ages, calendars off, Phoenicians move in, take over a golden era, reduce the language so there are less words to explain our reality, so we can't touch upon them because we've got no words to explain them. It keeps happening now because language is spells, Phoenician spells, hence phonetics, and they brought that in sometime when they introduced the King James Bible and everything else, the English speaking world. And then there were later events, 1811 through to 1812 onwards. Did it even end? Possibly 1850s. Did it even end? World War One, World War Two? Well, that was actually 100 years of constant war, really. So did that end? Or is it just pantomime on the stage set? That is reality. And do you know what they do with the stage set? They reset a stage set. So we got some panage going on there, a little grumpy pan. She's been offered a disc thing. And this lady, she's looking at herself. Again, butt naked. But they have nice hair and they have like long, silky, I guess, capes. But I think it's Skype. I think it's Skype or something. I think she's having a word with the old man who's in another realm. Interdimensional stuff, maybe. And like we haven't got like little hydras running around now everywhere, have we? Okay. Yeah, so somebody's hung a child in a tree, so that's just not on, is it? That's a nice touch. The stool kicked off, suggesting he might have done it itself, but maybe you just had really annoying parents. And a very adult Cherubanuski who's blindfolded. No, he's got a helmet on. Spooky and horrible. What about this? 500 years ago this is meant to be, guys, but these are the Phoenicians, yeah? So they turn up bollock naked. Look at Pan again. Can you imagine these things were... He's pointing at the gallows, look. Like ordering them to go and do it themselves. Like commit curry. Seppuku. Look at this block thing there. And a massive fleet. I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day full of Phoenicians, hey. And look at this. Bringing the information, the words, out of the clouds. I think it's clear to me. Anyway, it is. Where the information is. So that looks like it's a tower inundated in water, cause it's flooded. It looks like a big flood too. I would hazard a guess is that is Alexandra or some Phoenician having a little battle apparently, like they did. Antipater, anti-father, parent. It's a bit like Antipasti, isn't it? What's she doing with her hair? He's driving her nuts. And then the guillotine. Oh, right, they had the guillotine around in 1500s too, so they are executing everyone. That's alright, because in America and everywhere else around this period, everyone's chowing down on everyone else. Why is your world into cannibalism? Well, because it's Mad Max time and there's no food around. And the crops have failed because the ground's all sludgy and mud. So, guillotine, very efficient, but again, something to do with the heads. He looks like a giant. He looks like Skeletor. Phileas. So, the ever-burning, lasting lamp, they could be down underground, burning forever and ever. Don't burn me, don't burn me. He seems as shit, this big Chadabanuski. The little one's running. Don't seem very on, does it? Oh, Cluage. So, who's this 500 years ago then? Augustus Caesar. And he's got a double-headed eagle presented to him. So that's a kingdom presented to what looks nothing like a Roman, but it's the Middle Ages, but it's, you know, Augustus, Emperor, it says here, Augustus. And he's got like a papal hat on. So Rome's nothing like we thought it was. Plus it was pretty recent. The fall of the classical world was then, 500 years ago, when this book was produced. So we've got 3 fleurs-de-lis on a shield, very important symbol, the horn of plenty, you will always see. And what I find fascinating as well, guys, you know these women coming in on water with these sails, like windsurfers, yeah? I always got them. I thought that might be something to do with blooms as well. The big scythe for recycling or the reset of all of civilization, and the orb, or the comet, the crucible, possibly. So there's a guy in a cloud, so he's a king, he's Rex, he's virtuous, and he's full of shit, and he's living in the clouds, and he is painting a freaky Phoenician in the clouds, okay, because he can actually see it, because once you can see him, they're not hiding anymore. Right, and hand me, strange gentleman, social distance your ass, prodding with a stick. Oh my god, look at the state of the Gorgon. You see the Gorgon? I don't know. Look at him, he's not happy she come home either. And he's got his foot on an hourglass. It's like tick tock, tick tock. Okay, more spooky Greeks. He's toking hard down on his spliff. 1500. I don't think they even brought tobacco back from South America to Queen Elizabeth I. I'm not actually sure. Anyway, the Greeks talking and showing them a list of stuff. I've seen Ptolemy on there, the bottom name. Ptolemy. Who is one of our very, very few voices from antiquity. So this woman's got no head at all. Yeah, looks chained. So there's a bit some sort of slavery going on there. And the Phoenicians are riding in on seashells from the sea. Is this Noah? Is Noah a chick and a giant? No, I don't think so. I don't think that's a skill at all. So that's a strange flag, isn't it, for Roman days? Christianus, eh? Well, I'm guessing that could be Emperor Constantine. He was a Christian. He had a strange visitation from what he said was aliens, according to the official narrative. So, you know, more Romans actually existing and living with strange cryptids in the 1500s. Because that was the fall of the classical empire. And look at these things up there. These are electrical signs like you get at the railway station. Telling you stuff. So, oh, that's curious. Let's have a look at that thing marked up a minute. What is that? Whatever it is giving that tone a bit of a licking. It's on chains. It's an orb. It splits open. And it's got all like flames licking out. He's pointing at it. Nobody's listening to the old man. Maybe they should. Yeah. So, I seen an awesome vid the other day with an awesome old German lady, and she was like, somebody was bugging her about mass. You should get on my face, motherfucker. She said, don't bother me with this stupid shit. So I was like, that woman really knows stuff. She's been through a lot, probably the war, etc. And she's having none of it because she's like got a brain. She's got Brian. She can think for herself instead of listening to fucking really highly dodgy, complete madman, psychopathic politicians. You know, Boris, he couldn't even talk his bullshit yesterday. He was just stammering like a fucking buffoon because he's so nervous because he knows if you don't do something, they're going to do something to him, or his bird will chop his bollocks off or something. He's under some threat. Anyway, so Virtuum and Bonvidum. So I'm not sure what's going on there. They got a thing about twins, and look at the head of that spooky pole's got a goatage on it. So look at these. Offering a bit of shopping, keeping the kids in order by whacking them with a stick. See, not on as in the past. So this guy exists the same time as the Romans. Oh, he's got a Cherevanuski on his shoulder, but he could be a giant. Carrying a knob. Being met by a mercenary man. He's got God on his side, he's got all the angels. There's something going on with the son. He's saying, you stupid, and he's poking him in the head, going, McFly, McFly, look up, look up. Oh dear, Blind Justice and another one of her cohorts weighing up humanity. It's a bit like the Egyptian version of death as well, where they weigh your hat, and if it's black because you've been sinning like a mother, they chuck it to the the mouth of this crocodile cryptoid thing, and he eats it. But look at the Phoenicians, always a jug hanging out in it. You can always rely on her. And this one's blind as well. Blind Justice. Belief is blind. Faith, by the way. People believe stuff without any proof and just put it to faith. I think that's probably bullshit and dodgy and a waste of brain space, because we are the manifestors of this reality. Whoa, check him out, that Roman dude. I've seen them heads dresses before, Romans. Wow. So yeah, there's 450, so there should be quite a few in here, but I'm not going to go through them all, but they are quite creepy, quite telling. And look, a Pan there, there's a bit of a different one going on, isn't it? That's Daddy Pan. Daddy Pan. Dead Pan. No, yeah, Satan, literally butt naked, dragging his dudes around. Yeah. Yeah, no. The winged version, butt naked, and they got obviously a mud flooded wheel in the background, but they got an obelisk edge with a load of cartouches all over the stepped pyramid bit at the bottom, which is also mud flooded all the way around, and a ball at the top. Tech. The chain out the sky is a bit of a sinister one. Look at the wrecked world as well. Some spooky magic going on there. See what you can come across on Omphalus. Oh, they got a deal going down. The Phoenicians in the water and Phoenicians in the sky. I think, we've got mud flood. What about this mud then? My horse is sunk in the mud because there's a mud flood. Some can't read that, but it's hard to translate these as well because there's 3 different languages going on. But well, he's Phoenician living in the clouds and he's caused a mud flood. Okay, mud flood. Everything's liquefying. Could be liquefaction caused through vibrational quality traveling through this plane, caused through a ringing of the bell. It ain't no big thing to wait from the bell to ring. It ain't no big thing, the tone of the bell. This guy's getting skinned. They do a lot of that back in the day. I want to wear his skin. It's better than my man's zits. So, and blotches. I'm not sure what's going on with that conical. She's looking, it's a mirror, big mirror, concave, and she's looking at herself in it. So it can't be all just on the vanity. There's some sort of communication, or they're in there or something like that. So that, I don't like the look of that. I mean, it's like he's like some sort of hobbit, hermit sex slave. Keeps him there just like that. No. I'm not sure. She's got a plumb line. Why the plumb line? Set square. Cause it's after the events and they're stealing all of the architecture and bringing in their players like Hermes, Mercury. And what's he doing with a Jewish menorah? Hermes, Hermetics. Is that Jewish? Oh, it's a Kabbalah. Anyway, it's active, isn't it? We have proposed on Flatterday Post that the Jewish menorah is some sort of object for, like HAP, geoengineering or making rain, which you get a lot of with Phoenician depictions, and they are highly freaky, aren't they? A lot of nudity going on, a lot of headless people. He's taking his head off, giving it to her, no problemo, and she's arrived on one of these windsurfing things again. Oh, that's a trippy one. Alexan. Super smashing great. Oh my god, I thought that was an actual fucking unicorn. I thought she had a thing coming out of her head. But it's not, is it? It's a staircase. I'm very disappointed. I would never have seen a human unicorn before. Only in horsey form. So he's going to smash his head in. So there's a lot of violence going on. And do you know who's doing it all? These creepy, torture, peelings, smash your headings in, chow down. They are really sinister guys, these Phoenicians, you know. There they are. Totally fucked. There. Cherbanuski's having a scrap with a devil version of Pan, and he's giving him a good kicking. So I told you them Cherbanuskis are like hardcore hooligans. Not to be messed with. Let loose the Kraken. Let loose the Titans. You ever seen Cabin in the Woods? That's what happens at the end. Oh look, she's got the Medusa in a shield and the Owlage. Hippocrates. We don't know too much about Hippocrates. Not too much at all, really. Who's appeared in this? Very interesting. Is he alive with the Romans? Not really. So we've had decapitation, hanging, and now we're having burn at the stake. So it's a good book of torture methods for the Phoenicians, who are also in charge now. How do I know? Well, check we're on maritime law. And they're all over our public buildings, staring at us. Weirdos. Cryptids. And water. Water everywhere. Right, we're moving on. So, mirrors are really cool, but this is even cooler. So I give you the link to this. It's just incredible, actually, I think. Is Pepper's Ghost Illusion Complete Guide. Now, this stuff's been out, this holographic, I guess, technology, for longer than you think. Now, I can't play the volume on this. I wouldn't hear it anyway. But it's a friendly face. And she shows you this technology. And it's down to a special plate of glass. Like so. It's not really there. So easy holographics in modern day. Have a look. I actually think very, very possible. Now it's down to this here. Down to this glass. It's a light splitter. Splits a light. So we just watch this for a bit, shall we? Okay. And there's a good one here where it looks like people are walking through the wall, and all they've done is put that screen, see that bit of glass in front here? It's a light splitter, and watch what happens now. Not bad, eh? Some people can see that without a light splitter. Anyway, So yeah, this technology is really interesting. It's just the angle the glass is at, splits the light, makes them look like they're disappearing. Okay, so I'll give you this video. It's so much on these pepper ghost holograms, and they've been around for a long time. Okay, now I have proposed this book and shown it before, and it's linked on my website, Flatterday Think Tank, info.com. It's Natural Magic by John Baptista Porter. Okay, and he talks about tricks with light. Now, can you imagine this in the Middle Ages? 1700s, look at all of the Masonic heads and the skull and crossbow. And then they got holographic demons and holographic bats. Imagine how like terrifying that would have been to these people, you know, if this is the mindset that they say, you know, which is not, because they're advanced. Look at this stuff. Do you have that in the modern day? No, you have shitty 3D glasses. They don't do that. And look at the skull and crossbones. Okay, let's move down. So 1862, Pepper's created the working Pepper's Ghost display. So this guy worked on it. And they've been doing it in Hollywood as well. Haunted Mansion, Secrets Exposed. They've been doing holographic. Sure, this is quite an interesting one. Let's just move it on a bit. Disney's Haunted Mansion, and they show you the same sort of technology going on of holographics, what they use for ghosts and the dancing ghosts. That's not really there. They're not really there. So Hollywood use these things as well. So in my mind, they've been around that long. They've been around, nothing new under the sun. They've been using holographics in this place for quite some time. I think holographics is a key or a clue to the nature of this realm. Now look at this lady projected through a camera above the stage, and then she's just like her image or her hologram is on the stage, and you can put his hand straight through there. What's this one? Princess Arana, ape girl. And she's just a hologram. It's crazy, isn't it? So yeah, glass mirror, light source, an empty room, and a display box is what you need. You can do this yourself. I'll give you the link. And you can make your own holograms. I know people are doing it. I know flat earthers that make their own holograms. Really cool ones too, actually, guys. Imagine making that. Would you like to make that? Holographic projector. Apparently, we can all have a go. So, thought it was really interesting. I'm very interested in holographics, and it's something that these people, you know, don't talk about too much and hold back on, just like their nanobot technology. Holographics is a big thing. Right, let's have a look at some vintage photographs, images of the day. Talk about the new Flat Earth British book that's going to be released later this year, early next year. Excuse me. I'll come back and we'll have a chat about things, okay? So, let me embiggen these. Now, what we're looking here is Dinard. It's a small town, I guess, near St Malo, on the northern coast of... guess near, again, it's in France, but I guess near the border, and it's a beautiful, beautiful Tatarian city or town, seaside. And instant I found these pictures, I was going through them. Yeah, beautiful. Reminds me of where I am now. All mud flooders, Tatarian buildings, people really healthy looking, happy looking. And what I found is, the instant I seen the town, I knew that I'd been there before. It was like, holy, what? Have I been there before? What? Yeah, I know I have. But I don't know if I was docked there. I've been along this coast when I was in the Merchant Navy. I don't rightly remember standing there, but it's just stuck in my mind. Maybe it was a dream? It's hard to say. So, here it is. It's a beautiful place. And this... I've stood in there in a dream or something. Instantly I knew the place on that bridge. It's just... So, Hotel Bellevue. Bellevue again. God, the bell's in everything, isn't it? It's crazy cluage, that. So, yeah, nice little dock going on there. I sort of remember being in there. So, yeah, nice little town, Tatarian, which we will have a look at now. Dinard. So, yeah, the place where I am now. I've made some documentaries basically to post because it's like the best mud-fed city. Oh, it's a town I've been to. It's just all of it is just old, deep. I mean, 2 layers down. You know, this is the Tatarian world. You know, identify the buildings. And look at this wall. Something out on the island there. And possibly a lighthouse. Yeah, lighthouse on a rock. So yeah, nice big walls. Nice beautiful town. Early Dinard. Let's have a look. Waves crashing in. I guess you get here as well, but nice photographs. Look at this place. It's beautiful. Dinard. And the same looking places where I am now. What is that? Is that television aerial? Hang on, this is not our period. And that has a... Well, I think that looks like some sort of antenna or television aerial that they haven't wiped out. It's not a tree. There's the tree behind, and this looks exactly like an antenna. Ka-ching. What else have we got? More technology. Some sort of castle thing. Right. Discover in real time with Flat Earth British. I love going through photographs anyway, it's time travelling to me. And you always find something new. There's 100 clues in every picture if you take the time to look. The size of this wall. Windows in that one, look at that. Yeah, this is a beautiful place. Let's see if I see any more TV aerials. We've got these, the Antiquitech on the roofs of this round here. It's just and across the road. It's absolutely insane. So I'm going to flick through because basically it's getting dark in the window where I sat in front of. There's some people at the beach. That was a nice little shot. And some rocky formations. Have a look at this. Wow. Yeah, it's very similar to where I am now. Look at it, Munster's house. Ding, 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 ding. And not a million miles away either. Just across the water. Across the water. There's not too many palm trees there. So look at this. So I'll link this up to you. Look at your own leisure. Super cool, whatever that is. Lamppost is broken off. At the front. There's only 2 people off, 2 up there. I'm guessing there's a lot of hills there. Knock you out quick. But it looks beautiful. So that's the promenade. Dinard Promenade. So din, like din of the bell. Good din is ad. Do you know what I mean? That's nice, but it's not showing much. Okay, we'll scoot through because time is of the essence for today. Now, I've been looking at my last post. I'm sure you guys noticed keystones and clues with, you know, I'm guessing or suggesting could it be like, you know, a plug in the dome which keeps the water out, or the water dome itself. I guess that wouldn't have a plug in it, or maybe it would. But what it shows you on this depiction above the dome, okay, above the dome, 2 Phoenicians either side, obviously, and the Phoenician Sphinx, wings open, and sat on top of a ball, exactly where the keystone really goes. So it's like a bit of a warning, staring right at you, right at you. And more Phoenicians. Now I find this portal really peculiar. So they got keystones. 4 of them look like they're made of jewels or something, but they look like clamps, like they're clamping it in, which gives it like a sort of really highly technological wormhole appearance, you know, like a, you know, Stargate type of thing, if they were a thing, obviously. But interdimensional portal, and that's what these two, like, guardians of the portal, if that makes sense. Because these two S's, sure, opposing, always opposing one another, never the same way. Two opposing Tauruses, and they are as well, the Taurus fields, two of them. Technically looking to cramp in my leg. This is in London, and this is an arcade, and they got a nice little keystone there, but again, the occupants or whoever was in there has been eradicated. It's just stupid. It's either a mirror, a portal, but it's just got nothing in it. Okay, Phoenicians, arcade, Arcadia, and that's on the front of a theatre in London. This I took this week in one of the Masonic lodges. Now, this town where I live is famous for Agatha Christie lived here, Aleister Crowley apparently lived here, the guy who made Singer, the one with the sewing machines in the biggest skyscraper in New York at some time, is also from here, and it's very elite. And this is the keystone. I thought that was a clue, because it looks like it'd be pulled out. What a concussion in. And they have lions with double Tauruses, the Phoenician method over the years, staring at you on keystones. Or the Green Man, or the blindfolded lady, if she's a lady. But Phoenicians, over the dome, as a keystone, very specifically placed. And I think there's more going on with it, I really do, guys. This is a brilliant one. This is the Arch of Hadrian's Temple in Ephesus in Turkey, and it's the keystones holding all of that in place. And look, it's melicillin coming up the water below, guys. Mermaid, and that's holding all that in place after, you know, vast antiquity, they would let you believe. But yeah, and that's in Turkey, but it's still the Phoenicians, no doubt about it. This is a nice one, but she's veiled over the one eye, the old one eye. She's giving you the old one eye, guys. And Hermes, that's in this city as well, in this place as well. I took that off a building. Now, she's in a keystone. The instant I looked at her, I thought, holy crap, that's Roxanne. That's Roxanne, globalist denier, who is now a really woke show. So yeah, doesn't it look like Roxanne? Or is it just me? Looks like Roxanne to me. If you don't know who it is, take a look. I think it is Roxanne. I don't know if that's a keystone, but it's a sort of clay work, and it is just really unusual. Beautiful, really. And look at that. He's gurning. He's like, don't kiss me. Another one. So another thing about the foliage as well, that's connected with the Phoenicians. We think after reset, they brought their own seeds and introduced a whole new load of plantage, and it was probably completely different before then. So let's have a look at these latter-day pictures and scroll through. Okay. Hey, thanks for joining, guys, and it is good to be back. I will do another post in a day or so for, like, coming up to Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. I'll try and come back, and I will crank up live on my phone, basically, or wherever I can in the town near a decent broadband signal. So check this out, guys. Some sort of crazy airships thing going on for Tataria. Check it out. Can you imagine that? Whole air full of these crazy airships. Thought that was Houdini. So yeah, they're going to the pole. Just flying in a machine to the pole. The North Pole. In one of them. I bet they did it. And that's not even a balloon, that's a plane. Before they were invented, by the way. Fort Wood. Oh, I've been thinking about Fort Wood a little bit. Some sort of gadge. It's a star fort. And they put this crazy out of place statue on top of it. The photographic record for being put there looks to be faked and not trusted. And we definitely think this was here already. And that column, the templed column below, is something more. We think that there was a statue of Apollo there before Liberty, who's also Phoenician. So yeah, Pache's technologies, you get them, you're shown in a lot of these ancient depictions of Armageddon. You get like these demon things come out of the sky, blackens up, and then you get these god type people coming in with laser beams in their fists, causing plasma. So yeah, they posted this a year ago, Google. I kept it because I thought it was a clue, and it's pretty Christmassy as well. Why would they do that? Why would they snow globe? They like to do that. Like they like to talk about flat Earth all the time as well. So I'm not sure whether this is true or believable, but that is definitely all blue eyes. A very young Frank Sinatra. And Frank's taking takes a mirror selfie in 1938. So he could be showing a photograph and saying something, but he looks to be doing the old 666 thing. And I'm guessing it could be someone else, but it's not, it's Frank. And I'm guessing that could be a mobile phone and they had that tech. Because he was in a mafia. And he is taking a selfie, because it looks like, doesn't it? What do you think, guys? Do you think they had mobile phones? Frankie had one back in 1938. I think it's a thing. I think it's a thing. Anyway, Navel of the Earth. So, I downloaded some maps. This is like, you know, America's over there. You got Africa, you got Asia, and you got Europe. And they sort of put this as the centre bit, where it says Terranium, but it's not, it's Jerusalem. So they put Jerusalem as meridian, or centre of the earth, on this one. Jerusalem. Something there. That stone, maybe. Also, Mappa Mondays. There's many of these out. I've seen the oldest one in Hereford Cathedral. 1390, they say. Again, Phoenicians pouring jugs. It's got 4 angels on this. No, not this one, but it shows again Jerusalem as meridian and water all around on this, mostly lands all around outside of the dome, outside of this circle, I mean. Interesting. So I can't get any bigger. And another map of Monday. This is actually Jerusalem, looking like a very intricate fort. A lot of stuff happening outside, and the entrance in this way. 4 angels. It looks like a cog. It looks like a circuit. It looks very technical. Yes, you all got it wrong. Do you feel like that, guys? Do you feel like you're really up against it with your family, like obeying the news and watching the news, and you know it's just all bullshit and you can't handle it? Well, stick with it, guys, okay? There's nothing else we can do, okay? There's a big face in there, looks like. Yeah. So that's us, guys. Hard, isn't it? Nobody said truthing was going to be easy. So these chicks got it right. Plant and eat. Never allow your enemy to feed you. Yeah. Listen to this wise woman. Yeah. Never allow your enemy to feed you. They will poison your ass and make you look but ugly. This is why we look so fantastic. Because they do. I like this snowman. This person has a good touch. Okay, he's got the Barbarellas about it, like them biting little dolls. And this snowman, it's got tomato sauce and little biting alien or nasty little biting snowman. Nice touch. Well, I like it. It's fun. I think they're visiting a giant in this crazy, crazy cathedral. Look at the size of these people compared to this coffin. If he laid down in there, he would be up to there. So I think it's twice the size, and I think there's giant coffins going on. Is what I think. It's just too big. That fucking place. Woof. What if I told you? So here's Matrix going on. So what if I told you that every social media trend and challenge is a psychological operation to see how dumbed down society really is? I would say, yeah, I already know. So she was a bastard, wasn't she? I really did like Julie Andrews, but she was a witch. I don't think she was a good witch, you know. She was a nanny after all. So Scary Poppins, a spoonful of propaganda helps the poison go down. Yeah. There's Belissa. Yeah, shitheads. You get a lot of them around at the moment, especially with the masks on. They get increasingly brave, don't they? I trust my government's hat. I think if you wearing a pair of shitty nappies on your face, I think you should wear one of them as well, because you're their bitch. Yeah. So I like this guy. I don't know, his name's Fred. Okay, so he's coming along for Christmas. He wants you to kiss his mistletoe. I mean, that's a brilliant idea. Kiss my nose. Frank always has a try, don't he? She doesn't seem too impressed. Anyway, that's been dug out of the mud, and it looks like a massive temple, and it's just been dug out because it's been mud flooded. These buildings are mud flooded too. Wow, mate, that's an amazing find, that one, isn't it? But their eyes popped up when they found all that. Imagine what they got to discover. Are you anti-mask? No, I'm pro-face. I'm pro-face too. Look at that, for the size of a head of a Phoenician. Why has he got a big zit on his chin? Why would they do that? I've got a nasty big zit on my chin. Don't know. Snow glasses are pretty funky. The Tatarians, I'm guessing, if they lived, if it was cold, which it might not have been, but they would have needed these anyway at some stage. Maybe when the sun dumbed one and got really, really, really white. Snow glasses, and look at the different designs that they got. You know, ivory, I'm guessing. Bit of scrimshaw going on here. Wood. Pretty cool. So, Tavistock Institute I mentioned earlier. A lot of people don't know about propaganda. Haven't read 1984. It's really weird. This secret brainwashing think tank. Now, if you go back to the First World War, which I read Edward Bernays maybe 10 years ago or something now, which told me all about these. So I had inside, you know, I knew about it a while ago, and I knew about propaganda all my life, since school, even before. Tavistock Institute was established to wage psychological warfare on the masses. That would be them. It was founded by John Rawlins Rees in 1947, 2 days after the birth of the CIA. Tavistock has reshaped modern society through an invisible army of shock troops. Virtually every major corporation, university and think tank are linked to the Tavistock. Many social movements of the last century have been Tavistock projects, including feminism, transgenderism, global warming hysteria, and anti-gun movement, and radical left-wing ideals. Even more, they invented the Beatles, the Stones, rap, hip-hop music. Most Americans have been profiled and brainwashed by the Tavistock. It's called social engineering, and everyone has been brainwashed, even myself, and it's just a case of unbrainwashing. Like, get the fuck away. Cycle, the Serpent, vibrating through this place, wings open, connected to two opposing Tauruses, but also sands of time, ticking away in a cyclical reset place where we find ourselves. Funky lampposts. I'm big on these. Check this one, isn't it beautiful? Yeah, the world was really lovely back then. Hey, Laura. And star thoughts being individual somatic patterns all set at a different frequency, proving that they all did something much more than just a military outpost in the past. These were highly technological, probably essential for whole of humanity. This is in a really outplaced building in Melbourne, Australia. And isn't it curious how they would put that big building with them like speakers on it, mud flooded, in this courtyard? Isn't that curious? Surrounded and blocked off mainly. It's like an unusual one. Yeah. It's got some crazy buildings, this Melbourne, guys. It's a lot older than what we think. No, I'm going to come back in a second. First, before you all go, guys, please share this out, and I'm going to come back and have a chat with you all now, because I'm losing light. Is the news of just signed another deal for the second book, which should be out soon. More illustrations, and it's going to be concerning quite a few things which you can imagine because of the times where we're living in. I talk about reset, don't I? So, mind-blown mud flood and alternative history and much more. So if you don't know, this is our website. You can find out pretty much everything about flat earth Britishness on this website. Okay, guys, if you click that link, it'll show you an advert to the Holy Grail of our Flat Earth Book 1, and you can get it here. Now, I've got a link. I've got to dig it up and I'll link it up. There's an offer going on with Kindle, okay, where you can pick up this book this Christmas dirt cheap. Up until after Christmas it goes back up to normal price, so it's like a couple of quid. Okay, guys, you can read this book for Crimbo, okay, and you look forward to a book 2 of this series, The Greatest Secret Never Told, I guess, which is converted into the Holy Grail of our Flat Earth, but brought up to date because of all of the weird stuff going on. So you can link to me in Twitter and Facebook. I use Matt Matson's on Facebook, and all the other stuff I got going on. Okay, and there's all the subjects. And I will link Barbaria. If you don't know what that is, it's a breakaway civilization where people are living and going to as we speak. Whilst Dragon Metals, who's my son, who's Laurence Leaker, who does jewelry, alchemy, and gold extraction. Make sure it's up to him. But do order the book, okay? And there will be pre-orders available very soon for book 2. If you don't know what's going on Flat Earth British because you're new, you can find out. There's 1,000 videos there and maybe 100,000 links on the Celtic Tartarian channel, all to do with this subject, okay, of alternative history and flat earth as well in the beginning. That's our Think Tank channel where we do our think tanking. I will be back on there very, very soon. And this channel, my Leaker channel, which does juice on. Okay, guys? And that was my last post. The Keystone and the Bell Dome, which is possibly a thing in my mind. So I'm going to come back. Yay! Oh, it's gone dark. It's gone dark. There you are. Flat Earth British. So happy. I'm so happy I could come back and entertain you. One more thing I think I'll show you before I go, guys. You might like this, okay? No. Stay there. Don't go away. Don't go away. So, this is a word from our sponsor, okay? We haven't got a sponsor, really. I'm just making that up. I haven't got audio for it, but I'm sure we'll manage. Maybe I'll show the audio next time. What we got here is an advert. Okay, I'm not sure if it's a real advert, but it's called... Oh, excuse me. It's very small. No, it's not. Tug Tone. So there's basically a device you can buy, okay, which keeps you ripped. Yeah. Some people need to keep fit to keep ripped. Some people just got it naturally, and this is how it works. Okay. So I'm guessing if you do that with one hand, you'll end up with really, really big muscles on one arm and not on the other. So this is the way it operates. Oof, no, that's painful. And that's how you get, you toned up. Okay, is by tug tone. Yeah, tug tone. Yeah, that's how it works. That's the operation for it. Okay. Even the head back touch, quite a nice touch that by Animator. So yeah, this is a word from our sponsors, Tug Tone. Sitting next to your missus, you'd never notice, sitting in the car, nice little tug tone. In the office, I'm just tugging my tug tone, and they're only $39.99. Okay, buy one, get one free. And we do not. Oh, you can tug someone else's tug tone. That's a nice little friendly touch for Christmas. What do you think? Tug tone. Yeah, I know. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. I'm upload this and hopefully see you later. Okay, in chat. Peace and love to you all. It's getting dark here. I'll show you at my window. It's on my microphone. We'll go. Share this out. I'll be back in a day or so, and I'll see you for the holidays as well. Flat Earth British back. Swahili.